Aloha, I'm Cary Valentine, author of a forthcoming book called In Love Forever, 7 Secrets to a Joyous, Juicy Relationship. I'm a speaker and relationship coach. But first and foremost, I'm a human being and lover of life. And how I came to be here today is not from actually enjoying life. It was in a lot of pain. And how I came to this information was years ago. Myself and my wife, we woke up one day and found ourselves on the brink of divorce and scratched our head, how the heck did we get here? We were best friends, great lovers, but over time, little by little, percolating away was our connection and a vigor for life. And I found myself dried up, depressed, unhappy, and really didn't know where to go from here. So what happened is, serendipitously, is friends out of the blue called us up and they made an interesting proposal to say, why don't you guys work your stuff out here? Why don't you take time to work your stuff out? That's with Wendy and myself. And we did. We took 4 years. We just didn't know it was going to take 4 years, but in that 4-year time, we really worked like scientists and lived like monks, lived very simply in the mountains in Idaho, in the desert actually. And we went from living with a piece of duct tape down the center of our bed as we were individually working on our own stuff to then came back together. A number of years ago, in 2010, my wife Wendy was diagnosed with glioblastoma, a brain cancer. And we went on a 2-year odyssey, and she subsequently passed on. But it was an amazing, amazing journey for me and for her. And so why I'm here and what I share is real. That's the beauty, that's the passion of what I'm doing, is I turned my life around and turned my relationship around with Wendy. And then we just started sharing this information with our friends and said, hey, does this sound like this is helpful for you? And they were like, yeah. And so that led to workshops and seminars, which has led to a book, and now speaking and doing radio interviews, and here with you today, which I'm so, so grateful, because it is my intention that if any of you out there that are watching this, that feel you might be on the brink of divorce. You might feel like your relationship's about to end. You might feel like you've had years of being a single person and hear stories in your head that you can't have a relationship. Well, I'm here today to share with you, yes you can, and to turn it around. And the beautiful thing is about turning our thoughts, turning our doubts inside out. One piece was about being honest and transparent and communication. And we got to a place, it was really kind of fun and exciting, but I dared to talk about some of our intimate experiences and things that are let's say, things I liked about our physical relationship and things I wanted to improve. And I was kind of touchy and I was a little scared about talking to Wendy about it because I really didn't know how she would react, if she might hit me over with a pan on my head or something. But what I found in sharing my open heart, just to say, we talked about things that we liked about our bodies, things we didn't like about our bodies. And in a few minutes' time, we were talking like 2 kids in a sandbox on the beach. And we were just having a great time. And we were talking about issues and things, fantasies and people situations we were with in the past, things that we had not spoken to one another before about, that just opened our whole relationship up. And in that, our intimate relationship became more juicy, and we became more intimate to feel not only our hearts connected, but physically the lovemaking got deeper and better. So one piece to share with those that are seeking that is about, look at your partner, make eye contact, and share maybe in the times of intimacy, your deepest heart's desires, things that maybe you haven't shared before about how you like to be touched, and do you know how to be touched, or play around, go deeper into the intimacy. And intimacy is cool as a word because you can look at it and go, into me you see. And be so transparent, dare, because be on the cutting edge of yourself, because when you do that, then you're willing to be more intimate and vulnerable and honest with yourself, and you're going to find that your relationship blossoms. I studied at Berklee College of Music in Boston, and I was planning to plan a trip for a year in Brazil to go study music and percussion and travel through the Amazon jungle and go to Machu Picchu in Peru and go to Lake Titicaca. And the international advisor at the school, when I met with him and asked him these questions, at the end of the interview he said, "Oh, Cary, by the way, there's a new teacher here at school. Her name's Wendy, and she just came back from living in Brazil." And yeah, Wendy was also a beautiful singer and guitar player, and sung in Portuguese and in English and Spanish and Japanese. And so we connected back up when I came back from Brazil.
Coração mutilado de esperança e paixão. Pobre coração que madruga donde quiera. Ready? Go, my dear, my heart. We are linked in love forever.
It was just really, a really amazing thing. And we became yoga teachers. I got very deeply involved in Vipassana meditation, and that really helped me to learn years later to deal with these doubts and watch my mind. And we then ran a Ayurvedic health retreat in Colorado, in Pagosa Springs. And but with all these things, we still had our issues. And so that's what brought us initially to begin to make a change in our life, and for me to really come back into my heart. Oftentimes I think about that when I'm out to dinner and I see a couple in the restaurant that are very silent, they're not looking at each other, they're not making any contact, and my heart really goes out to them, because at a point in my life with Wendy, we were there kind of too. But what was so cool is realizing, talk about everything. Bring it up. Talk about your fears and your anxieties or your worries, whether it's about your body, for women, or it can be for men too, about your finances, about your future, about your passions, about anything. The more you can be more honest and intimate with yourself and your partner, you're going to see it's kind of scary in a way, but it's just words. And you're going to see that you're going to be more open, and you feel like the pressure and the heaviness of life just comes off of you, and you'll find yourself being more happy. Because let's take a look at it for a second. What's so wonderful about being unhappy? What kind of benefits do you get from being unhappy? What kind of great health benefits? I've asked lots of people this question. I haven't gotten any good answers yet. But what's so beneficial about being happy? And what are the health benefits about being happy? And does your relationship get better by being happy, and help your family, and help you as maybe an individual who wants to be in a relationship? If your energy is more joyous and happy and more confident, you think you're going to be able to attract a partner better? I would think so, huh? And something too, it's always a great fun phrase to share, is this: if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy, right? And that's such a truth in relationship. The woman in a relationship is so, so powerful. And it's important for the guy in the relationship to acknowledge that, see that, work with that, and recognize that. And here's a fun thing, especially for those who feel like they need a little boost in their relationship, especially people who may be in a relationship for a long time. Here's something really cool. Have an affair.
What?
That's right. Have an affair. Have an affair with your partner. So do all the things that one would do with having an affair, like create a secret getaway, maybe over the weekend, and go book a hotel room. This could be simple or it could be extravagant. Another thing could be, if you have kids, have the kids go spend time at Auntie and Uncle's house or at friend's house. And you know, if you don't have the finances, create that kind of passionate pleasure zone in your home to rekindle that, and have fun and with it. And also in that time, use that time to really make sure your partner can etch out that free day or two or whatever. Keep it a kind of secret. If you're planning on going to a restaurant, do that, and tell the person what they might need to bring if you are going away somewhere. And then in that time, just tell them too, you might say, and own it for yourself. Like, honey, I recognize that I've been working a lot. I've been tired. I haven't been paying attention to you. And that really, it doesn't work for me. I feel a discord with us. And I want to bring us back. And I may or may not know exactly how, right now, but I want to bring that to your attention, and I want us to come together, because again, a happy wife is a happy life. For a woman who looks in the mirror, and I dealt with this with Wendy for many years, and so I feel I can share about this as a guy, that she dealt with this kind of thing that many women deal with, is looking in the mirror and feeling you're not beautiful. Or you're not beautiful enough. Oh, I gained 5 pounds. Oh, I don't want the lights on when we're making love because I gained a few pounds. I don't look so good. These are what I'm talking about, the doubts. That's a doubt. And I'm talking about turn the doubts inside out. And a piece is, if you re-scramble the word doubt, you get 2 words, to bud. So I question you. I'm asking you here. This kind of process really took me down. I was haunted for my whole entire childhood and most of my adulthood about these doubts. Because all I would hear in between my 2 ears was, Cary, you're not good enough. No one likes you. I'm a drummer percussionist, so you're not really good at playing drums and percussion, even though I'm an award-winning drummer percussionist. So it's not based on reality, but what's going on in here. A lot of people, we have a doubt, we believe it, and we bite into it. And we don't even realize that that's actually 2 actions. It happens so quick, right? And when you bite into the doubt, what happens? You feel heavy, right? You feel darkened. You don't feel so vibrant. You definitely don't feel sexy, right? So here's again, regarding what's going on or what's not going on in the bedroom. If you're not feeling that vibrant, it's oftentimes because of a doubt came up. And sometimes it happens like you're going out for a romantic evening and you're getting dressed up and you look in the mirror and you go, oh, I'm not beautiful, right? Hasn't that happened before? Right? And then you don't share it with your partner, or you don't know how to clear it. Through this process of what I dealt with, I came up with an amazing, simple system to clear this thing. Because then you go out to dinner, and you're still feeling kind of not so sexy, not so, in your heart, connected and present with your partner, right? And your partner, the guy, he's thinking about what's going to happen after dinner. And then you get home and you may have intimacy or you may not. But I ask you, if you haven't cleared it yet, how do you feel as a woman? Do you feel like you're totally into it or not? And what's going to take to clear it, truly If I hear, oh, you're not good enough, Cary, what the truth is, I am good enough. If I hear I'm not beautiful, the truth is I am beautiful. If I hear, oh, that new kind of business you want to start, oh, it's not gonna succeed. The truth is, it is going to succeed. How do you know that? You know that instantly because you have a doubt. The doubt's there is like a coach, a trainer. This is something kind of massively transforming for, I think, a lot of people. I know it was for me. It changed my life around. It took me from being depressed. Here's the piece that I guess I never held that Wendy was going to pass. And then towards the very end, that the last few weeks of her life, it was very evident what was happening. And actually, one day she was out looking at the dolphins and spent the day watching the dolphins, and then came in to our home and said, I'm going to pass soon.
She knew.
Yeah, and it was really shocking, and for me. But I accepted it, and as best as I could. And when she did pass, it hit me really hard. Something happened to me that I was looking out at the ocean, and I heard kind of like, you know, Cary, you're alive. And it's a gift you're alive. And all of us live in an hourglass almost, that we never know when the sand is going to run out. So live today, live fully, feel your feelings, deal with Wendy's passing. But it shocked me into feeling so grateful for every moment. And now this is something that, you know, in the last 5 years, both of my parents also passed on. And all those situations were intense. Wendy's, as my mate, was more intense in a way. But through all of that, I learned to really, I'm living like on fire almost each day because I want to live large, because I don't know if I'm going to wake up in the morning tomorrow. Do any of us? You know, I started playing when I was 9, and at that time I was really, really, really shy. So shy that, you know, teachers in school would ask me, like, Cary, you know, what's the answer to this question? And my answer was, and I would answer, and they say, Cary, what's the answer? And I just was extremely shy. I think it was my personality. I think it had to do with the effect of me taking on what was going on in my home. My father called me Mumbles, not as a way to harm me, but he tried to get it out of me. But what really got it out of me was music. And music was my voice and drumming. So when I was 13, I was playing Rush, Pink Floyd, you know, Led Zeppelin. My buddies were all playing garage bands, you know, back then, and having a great time. Well, one night, because I was growing up again in New York, New Jersey, I heard this jazz station from New York City. And they were playing this album, and it was filled with, you know, jungle sounds and monkeys and Brazilian percussion whistles. And it was Ayrton Marea, and it was his record Passport. And I don't know, I never heard that stuff before, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I was like so excited to share it with my friends. And then they're like, oh, dude, man, that's crazy stuff. You don't want to listen to that. Well, it didn't really affect me. I kept that love for Brazilian music, and then obviously years later, I went to Brazil and Portuguese and the Coração do Brasil. You know, it really affected me. It changed my life.
Very passionate.
Yeah, it opened my heart from, you know, the simple people to sophisticated people in Brazil. They're full of heart, you know, full of passion, and that also helped me in my life.
Siempre en la noche mi mamá buscaba el sueño frente a la televisión. pedía por favor que no la apagara. Soledad en aquel cuarto la encontrara, aunque jamás lo confesó. Guajira, mi son te llama a bailar, a gozar. Guajira, mi son te llama a bailar, a gozar.
Lotus Arts Foundation. That is a nonprofit foundation that serves to help musicians and artists and people now dealing with the emotional pieces of life and relationships. So I often get grants from the state to go do music residencies in the schools, and I just love it.
You like rhythms? You want to have fun with rhythms today? All right! Okay, so this is called the bedding bow, okay? That's B-E-R-I-N-B-A-U, bedding bow. What's this? A horse. Right. An elk, exactly. Perfect. This is a drum that some of you probably have seen. It's called a djembe, right? And it comes from Africa, and it's carved out of one tree log. Okay, so let's try some rhythms again. Give yourselves a round of applause. Okay, so these are the original agogo bells. They came into this form. And they're all the same. Wolfcry has a message for you. He says to you all, remember your dreams. Remember your dreams. Find your dreams and go after your dreams. Don't ever forget them. No matter how challenging they may be or easy, go after your dreams. They're real. They're waiting for you.
Remember the intimacy? Into me you see. So the deeper you're intimate with your partner and honest in a verbal way, and connected you're going to have in a physical love-making way. And vice versa. So that again, guys, you know, I know, they don't want to ever hear this stuff, guys, right? Most guys. But if it's talking about intimacy, does it get your attention? I thought so. Yeah, it does. And this is just, we got to accept this. This is the language of guys, you know? Like when I say to women, the book is called In Love Forever, and their partner's with them, I notice the guy's eyes kind of gel over and the women are kind of like, oh, that's a beautiful title. And then I say the subtitle, you know, 7 Secrets to a Joyous, Juicy Relationship. And the guy's like, what? Did you just say juicy? And it gets their attention. So that's a hint. That's a hint for both the, you know, parts in the relationship, that there's the intimacy is important, and important to keep that love alive. But you got to keep the love alive by keeping the intimacy and communication alive. And really care, really care. And if you can care, and I tell you this, if you're hungry and you're thirsty and you want out of your pain, because of what I've seen of dozens of couples I've worked with, you can get out of everything and turn your life around. Whether it's been in affairs or just no disrespect for one another or separations. If you want it, I've been there. I've helped couples bring it back together. And it's so exciting for me to assist them and see them juicier, happier, and understanding why what has happened happened, and it helped them give them wisdom and open their heart to go deeper into their relationship.